Hola. Hello. I'm going to put this out there just as a small little reveal. And I'm going to do a video on the other things that I was shown last night. I finally said yes, and I got quiet, and I was taken and shown some amazing things. But the one thing that I was shown that made me feel like Jeremiah afterwards, where I just wanted to weep, was there are going to be, and I was taken in the earth, shown this from underneath up, and then taken up and lifted above it and shown it from above. There are already cracks in the earth all over the place, but I am going to specifically talk about the United States, east of the Mississippi, because that's kind of my Jerusalem, if you know what I mean. I know things about the western side too, but I don't speak too much about that, except about Mexicali earthquakes being the sign that Cascadia is close. There are already cracks in the earth from deep underneath, and they are making their way to the top. I was shown that there are what the Holy Spirit called seeps, S-E-E-P-S, seeps of water, I believe seeps of oil, and these seeps have been washing earth away for a long, long time. And when these plates shift, of course, this is, some of this is going to precede chapter 6, the pole shift. And some of them will happen during the shift, which happens quickly. But there are going to be places that are going to open up. The ground is going to open up, and it's literally going to split neighborhoods, cities, towns, big warehouses. And these rifts that are going to open, and I was shown North Carolina, Tennessee valleys. I know there's one particular valley that's going to have something happen to it. And I haven't released that in detail yet, because that one really hurt. I saw that. It was taken up there to Tennessee several years ago and was shown that. But these rifts are going to be so large and so long that people won't be able to get to each other on the other side. Those are the kind of things that are going to cause men's hearts to fail them for fear of what they see coming upon the earth. That's not even talking about the demonic creatures that are going to be seen by people. This is a very painful revelation. I knew it was coming, but to be shown the details of it and to witness on, I don't get to see the level of pain and agony because I couldn't handle it, but he shows me enough that I feel it, that this is going to be a painful thing when they start to happen. We know that Kentucky several years ago had the earth just caved in, and they put that on the news. And Virginia had a quake last night. Virginia had a 5.8 quake, I believe it was, that damaged the Washington Monument. Excuse me, there was a quake in Brunswick the other day, and then the Gulf quake they've taken off. The Gulf quake with the Alabama earthquake that happened a week and a half ago or something like that. I prophesied that several months ago, that there was going to be a quake closer to our shores from the one that happened over by the Yucatan, north of the Yucatan. Last year, I think it was, that there would be one much closer, and I saw it close to the Alabama region right under there. And at first I thought it was under Louisiana, but when I looked back at it, it was under Alabama, and that is in the same diagonal line of the fault that runs all the way up from northeastern Canada, where the earthquake was a few days ago. If you look at that line, and I have it posted, I'm pretty sure it is a diagonal line running straight down into the Gulf, and the Gulf, I believe, is going to open. There's rifts down there. Anyway, Leona Sinclair, if you can find her, she has some videos that are amazing. And there's one that, it's a young guy, real skinny, long dark hair. He's doing a PowerPoint. He is talking about oil, and he calls it black goo. It's very quantum physics, a lot of scientific stuff in it. If you like that kind of thing, you will appreciate it. Of course, he talks about some new age concepts that I don't believe in. I was in the new age for 12 years, so I understand the lingo and I understand the deception and why it's easy to fall into that, especially if you're seeking. But the video that she has is very powerful. And I think things are getting ready to ramp up, and the weapons that we need to have are mighty through, to the pulling down of strongholds. I was attacked last night, and it felt like a particular line, a frequency, that's the only way I can describe it, coming in with bizarre pictures. It was bizarre. It was like floating things, and it was black and white, and it was just very weird. And that's the second time it's happened in a week. So I know that there's things ramping up in the spirit and in the natural with their technology. The only weapons that are going to work for us, and I'm absolutely 100% convinced of this, because my daughter, who's not even a believer walking with the Lord at this point, shared something that happened to her the other night. She got very anxious, and she said nothing worked. And finally she started saying the Lord, 23rd Psalm. I taught all my children the 23rd Psalm when they were little. I didn't know she remembered it, but she said it took the anxiety right away. So speaking the written word is going to be absolutely key. Praising Adonai, worshiping Yeshua, and praying and speaking in tongues is critical. Those three weapons we have to use. We're not going to be able to fight demonic things the way we have in the past. This has gone higher and deeper. Praying in tongues, praising, and speaking the word. I am absolutely 100% convinced that they are the only things that are going to stop these things from coming into our minds, into our souls. They are not messing around. And the more beings that come up onto the surface, and the more beings that make it in from, wherever they're stuck from, whatever dimensions they're stuck in, the more fear is going to increase on the earth. Anxiety is fear. Perfect love casts out fear. We have to be grounded in knowing that we are loved by our Creator, that Adonai loves us. I get attacked periodically that I've messed up, gonna mess up, gonna be like Moses, can't go into the promised land kind of thing. But he keeps reminding me, I'm never gonna leave you. I'm never gonna forsake you. And when he has a hold of us the way that he does some of the remnant, he's not gonna let us be taken by the wicked one. And we're not gonna willingly sin. So the attacks that come, he's given us weapons. We have to use them. A little longer than I thought, and I'm going to probably have to do a video with notes on what I was shown last night, where I was taken, because I rabbit trail way too much. I forget my points. I've thought, if I was ever going to do a speak in front of people or something, and I used to speak at meetings a long time ago, if I ever have to do that or get to do that, I'm going to have someone keep track of where I am, so that they can help me get back to my original point I was trying to make. So I'm going to do the video when I do it with notes, so it won't be rabbit trailing all over the place. Okay, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. Praise, speaking the word, and speaking in tongues. If you do not have the baptism of the Holy Spirit, press in for it. And it's only going to happen as you're praising and your mouth is open in worship. You've asked, you've sought, you've knocked, you will get it. It is our weapon, and we must have it to fortify our spirits. Shalom, shalom, shalom.